Oscar Wilde, 16 October 1854 to 13 November 1900, was an Irish poet and playwright. Introduction. This story, The Happy Prince, is about the prince who was very happy when he was alive. After his death, a big statue of his was erected on a pedestal. The statue of Prince could see the entire city. Once in a town there lived a prince. The prince was called a happy prince because when he was alive, he always remained very happy. After his death, a big statue was erected in the center of the city in his remembrance. The statue of Prince was covered with thin layers of gold, and instead of eyeballs, there was two bright, shining sapphire stones. In the handle of his sword, a bright ruby stone was placed. One day, a swallow bird was flying through the city on its way to Egypt to meet its friends. On its way, it took shelter for the night at the feet of the statue of the prince, where suddenly it realizes that the statue was weeping. The helpless prince requested the bird to help it by becoming its messenger. After initial refusal, the bird agreed and took the ruby stone out of the sword hilt and delivered it to a poor seamstress. The next morning, as Bird went to bid goodbye, the statue convinced the bird to stay back for one more day. The bird was asked to remove the sapphire stone from one of the eyes of the statue and delivered it to a young playwright. On the third day, again the bird was asked to pull out the second sapphire from the prince's eyes for a poor match girl. The bird did not want to leave statue which had now become blind. The happy prince asked the bird to go around the city and to inform him about the conditions of the people living there. As the prince did not have any more precious stone, he ordered the bird to remove the gold foils from his body and to distribute among the people who needed money for survival. The statue of the prince lost its covering of gold and became dull and grey. The swallow bird was unable to withstand the cold weather and realized the death was approaching him. It asked the statue to kiss him. As the bird died and fell at the statue's feet, a strange sound of the broken heart of Prince was heard. The statue was melted in the furnace. The heart did not melt and was thrown in the garbage. God's angel took the dead bird and the broken heart of Happy Prince, as they were the most precious things on land. The moral of the story is that we should always help the poor and the needy. The happy prince set an example by giving his jewels to the poor, where the swallow set an example of love and sacrifice.